really want to have a tank spot somewhere. Alistar also available on Ultra Comfort, so 2 available when it comes to tank supports. And Gorilla jumps on one of his career most played in the Alistar.
Yeah, then we're going to see the Shen coming through, very likely for Secret, and the lock-in on the Gnar, which this really has been flying by this draft. And that will be the Shen going into the bottom lane, and Gnar up top here for Roach. So
streak is over for Khan. He's already played a champion twice in the Jace, so this time around, thinking about taking the losing end of the matchup, and maybe they can train themselves on what to do when Khan doesn't have lane pressure, because that's not a very often thing they find themselves in. But when they hit best of 5s, or when they play against KT Rolster on Wednesday, Khan can't always have the winning side of the matchup. They played one game plan, looked very controlled. If you remember, Achilles, the game extended pretty severely because they were playing around specific timings. That was Nidalee in the jungle as well. So Khan on the losing end of a matchup. Late game, we know about his mechanics. There's going to be some sick barrel chains, but in the early game, happy times for Kongdun Monster.
Yeah, we've seen a couple GPs manage to find success in this matchup, so maybe Khan can do just that. Roach was holding his own, however, quite well in the Jace versus Ornn matchup there in game 1, so should be all right with this preferable lane assignment here. How is Kongdu going to operate as a unit with Yujun being added into the team? That is going to be the question. Didn't see much from him. He was pretty invisible in his first game with the Lee Sin. This time around, though, goes for the Rengar, goes for the lore matchup against Peanut.
Against Peanut is kind of the important part of that sentence. He does have a much better laning situation to not find the same fate that Raze fell into, because no Jason to Gnar. There's not as many winning matchups here. Malzahar early is not going to be doing anything. Pre-6. Top lane is going to be a winning matchup for the GP. So Yujun's getting a help out with the draft when it comes to giving him a bit of security. Bot lane, Ezreal, Alistar. So Ultra Comfort, very common duo lane in this week has been the Ezreal and Alistar. But game 2, can Kongdun Monster stop this from being 10 wins?
The ward thrown in on the other side of the brush, and now we're going to be looking for the pinch. Gorilla is here as well. Going to go in for the red buff, focusing out onto Yujun. He uses the smite, comes through. In comes the pulverize. Yujun will go down. First blood over to Khan, now chasing in, looking for Roach. Isolation damage, the red buff is slow. He is as good as dead, and Peanut is going to claim it. And just like this, Peanut picks up the second one for Kingzone and can just take the blue buff. Everything going well for this squad yet again.
And you can see Gorilla smiling on your screen. He read that situation like a book. Game 1, what did we say? We know where Kingzone want to play, but that information is open to Kongdu as well. Now the reverse was true, and it's so well read by Kingzone. They do the next level that we couldn't see from Kongdu Monster in Game 1. Able to follow from here. Peanut hits level 2. He really doesn't want to use his flash, but just gets out of range cruelly. You can see him trying to conserve the flash. He gets the kill. He steals the blue. Ruins the day. Enough to force him out of lane if he was hit by the paddle star. It's probably smart to use a stopwatch, even if it's not as high impact a stopwatch as we usually see.
Peanut now working his way around the mid lane, but Edge has already pulled back towards the turret, so won't be able to find much, so he can just carry on farming up.
Only one control ward sticking. That is on the right side of the lane from our perspective.
We go ahead and portal jump forward yet again. Gets the Sleepy Trouble bubble. Now Yujun jumping in. Has him. Has the Shen coming in as well. And they just annihilate BDD.
Definitely would have wished he had the stopwatch.
I bet you wish you still had that.
Not a bad use the first time. The second time would have been God tier. Not available. And Kongdu Monster get Edge going. Unable to do.
I mean, I'm sure Khan also probably has more damage done to Roach's turret compared, as Roach almost has the transformation ready to go. Mega Gnar should be coming through. There's going to be the Shadow Dash. They push him back away. The Wallop connects, and he will go down. Great rotation, and Khan just not really respecting the stand united. As Peanut gets hit by a massive paddle star, takes him low. He's got the stopwatch, will stay alive, but now Kongdu may round. But pulverizes were a little bit rougher for him, but there we go. Another Shadow Dash coming through as Gorilla just gets the pop-up, trying to dodge out on the paddle star. Headbutt Secret back, BDD wrapping around the side. They get the barrage thrown down as well as Gorilla goes dangerously low, limping his way out to the backside of the fight. Seems like he will stay alive as Secret goes golden. Yujun rather, getting ticked away by those Malefic Visions. Might just go down, comes back in out of the stopwatch in the middle of the fight, and that's going to be Khan picking up the kill, but Roach is chasing in, looking for the finish there onto the GP, back into the river. However, Peanut going low, jumps away with a flash, trying to stay alive, goes back in and takes down the Shen. Khan is still alive, goes golden to dodge out on the boulder, but will get taken down. at the end as Bray jumps in with the arcane
many
chip.
can get here? He wants all of them.
There you go, finds him, lines him up. Big hit off the Battle Star as Edge jumps back forward. Peanut
Gorilla's back
trying
somehow.
to find him, and Gorilla has actually healed up higher than anybody else on his team as Edge just tries to finish somebody off with the Battle Stars, but cannot find it. They won't go forward. They can't finish him off. He's got a Zhonya's waiting anyway, but really scrappy fight there, sending all the way from the Rift Herald back up into the top lane.
I can tell you for a fact that Prey is frustrated he couldn't pick up a triple kill on the back end of all of this. This is some heavy baiting. Consider that at the start of this play, Prey is farming minions in the bot side and gets to walk up all the way out. Gorilla had no life, must have found some honey fruit at the end of all of this. Yujin falls low. Khan goes in for a kill, but you would assume he'd be dead early. It takes forever for him to actually die. More dance moves here, trying to get away from it. We're on the right side, though. Nice flash away. They turned onto Secret, got the kill on the Shen. From there, they rolled on. Prey could only teleport down. Crucially, it's not Roach's, though. Didn't have to use his.
There's a stun into the wall. Khan going to cleanse that one off, but immediately gets hit with the wallop. Sand United comes through. That's the taunt. Khan flashing away, trying to keep himself alive and in the fight, but the chase there from Roach and from Secret going to be a bit too strong. He will go down. True Shot Barrage will stop by to tickle Roach on the way out, but that's about it. But the rest of Kingzone are looking for redemption. Pushing forward. That's going to be the double pulverize from Gorilla. Beautifully done. Secret says, okay, that's down to half HP here. Secret pushes forward. Yujin has been chunked out. Gorilla goes forward looking for another hit. Can't quite finish off the Rengar, but you can see the damage coming out, just chunking down even the tankiest members of Kongdu Monsters. Roach tries to kite his way back. Barrage comes through. Slows them up as they try to get closer. Edge jumps into the portal jump, but he just gets annihilated. Peanut finds the kill, flash forward into the Nethergrass, the pulverize for good measure. Goodbye, good night there to Soul. And Kingzone are going to go ahead and split this map right in half as they charge down the mid lane.
You have to be a brave man to try to poke against Malzahar and Baron Buff. He tried it. He paid for it with his life. Base going to be broken here for Kingzone Dragon X. They might even try to wrap it up.
Yeah, they might just be able to finish this one here pre-30 minutes. Bray's taking up the turn here for the moment, but there we go. They shift it back. Iron Powdered minions moving in. First inhibitor is going to go down. Khan bringing up the top lane as well. Kingzone just looking to take everything here as they still have 12 seconds left on Edge's respawn timer. So at least another outer turret, the last one to fall off the back of that Kingzone Baron.
For this first round robin, we might be hitting a record of most time in 10,000 gold lead by Kingzone Dragon X of all time. They've spent so many of those wins massively ahead, just ultra ahead. This time they even draft themselves into a hole. There's no Jace here. There's no counterpick for the side of Kingzone. They go for the scaling choice in the gangplank. Obliterated first is the Zoe. Tossed away like a troll doll.
As Kongnu Monster are just being smothered inside their own base by super creeps and by Baron empowered minions alike. Kingzone going to be looking to put that final nail in the coffin as they turn their sights in onto these Nexus turrets. First one already down to about half HP as they just keep poking in, trying to shove the members of Kongdu Monster back to the fountain as much as they can, just like onto Soul there as he goes low. Roach jumps forward, desperately wanting the Gnar ult, but that's going to be the Nethergrass coming in, and he dies straight up as BDD finds the kill. Nexus exposed. Prey will go forward, finds the kill in onto Soul. Secret will die just to finish off the bot lane, and let's just say, screw it, go ahead straight into the fountain and try to finish them all off. That is going to be game going over. Prey desperately tries to get it in the end. Can't do so. They really want to kill Edge, but they'll say, all right, enough shenanigans. Let's go ahead and finish this one off. The Nexus goes down, and Kingzone, they move to 10 games straight.
Kingzone Dragon X on this 10-match winning streak. They need to dive the fountain just to find a rush, just to get their heart rate going. Because the clinical nature of the video games they played today is not in any way a different structure to what they've been doing recently. This has been Kingzone in the last 5 matches, just running over teams again and again, firing on all cylinders faster than we could ever have imagined. The first match against KSV is looking like a thing of the past, and with Khan in the lineup here, they look so fearsome that you have to, again,